Hey fight fans, welcome back to the Fight Book. This is the Indian accent guy back with some interesting fight news including 15 new fight announcements. You are gonna like it. Moreover, Strickland called out Belal Muhammad and there were some heated exchanges between Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev. So without wasting any time, let's start the video. So Ilia Topuria in his latest interview calls Islam Makhachev a hypocrite on his move up to the welterweight division, putting an end to their potential super fight at UFC 317. Anyway, Topuria tells Islam's manager Ali Abdulaziz that he should be thankful he didn't get the opportunity to beat up his guy. In the same interview, he calls out Charles Oliveira as well, stating that he likes Oliveira, so he would try to avoid unnecessary damage, but he also says that Oliveira will pay the price on behalf of Makhachev. Then finally, he said he's down to move up again and fight at 170 pounds if the fans want and the opportunity arises. He says he fights for fans and would fight whoever his fans want. Anyway, after his shit talk in that interview, Islam Makhachev responded via Twitter for calling him a hypocrite. Then immediately, Topuria also claps back, and you can read all their shit talk on the screen as I don't intend to make that video longer by reading quotes. So let's move to the Paddy Pimblett's interview where he reveals that he hopes Ilia wins against Charles Oliveira and then he may call him out because of their history. In that case, he can jump the line and fight for the title directly. Otherwise, Paddy plans to fight Justin Gaethje in Abu Dhabi and finish him to get the title shot. About Ilia Topuria, Paddy says Ilia has been hand-fed opponents, which I personally believe that it better suits on Paddy Pimblett himself, who beat the most beatable guys in his division to reach at the top. Anyway, one thing I 100% agree with Paddy Pimblett is that he said he doesn't understand why the UFC made Islam Makhachev vacate his title and not Jon Jones. He says after 4 defenses fighting people on short notice, you should let Makhachev try and be the double champ. But if you are making him vacate, Jon Jones need to be stripped too. Anyway, still Dana White didn't give us a date about Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall, but via Adam Glynn, he says Jon Jones will 100% fight in 2025. He also talked about Conor McGregor's recent tweets where he talked about his potential return.
He's not fighting anytime soon. I haven't talked to him in a minute. But yeah, I don't know.
About Magomed Ankalaev's situation where he is making people believe that Alex Pereira is ducking him. In that situation, Jan Blachowicz and Jailton Almeida as well put their names into the hat. Almeida says he is willing to move down in the weight to fight Magomed Ankalaev if he needs an opponent. About Rainier de Ridder, we have his former opponent, current One Championships triple champion Anatoly Malykhin, who praises his former opponent and says he expects Rainier de Ridder to break Robert Whittaker just like he did to Bo Nickel. Strickland also revealed that he wanted to fight Rainier de Ridder, but he gets booked against Robert Whittaker. Now Strickland, who is currently 230 pounds heavyweight, wants Belal Muhammad next. He reminds Belal Muhammad all of his shit talks and called him for a fight after he gets healed. In some small updates, Movsar Evloev hints at incoming fight news which could be for the title against Volkanovski. Kevin Holland also shares his plan to fight again in August following his fight with Vicente Luque at UFC 316. He says he wants the worst guy in his division and Rinat Fakhretdinov raised his hand to be Holland's next opponent. Moreover, Daniel Rodriguez got a new head tattoo, and you tell me in the comment section how would this affect him in the bed. Anyway, now let's talk about the new fight announcements. First, we have a welterweight fight added on UFC 318 card headlined by Poirier versus Holloway. The welterweight gatekeeper Neil Magny will return into the octagon to break his 2-fight losing streak against Gunnar Nelson, who is also coming off a loss to Kevin Holland. The second fight is added on UFC Abu Dhabi July 26th card, and it is a featherweight bout where Muhammad Naimov will return against Bogdan Grad. Next, we have a fight added on BKFC 76 Texas on June 21st card, where 2 former UFC fighters Jessica Ai and Maria Agapova will be making their bare-knuckle debut. Former UFC heavyweight champion Andrei Arlovski is also making his debut on the same card. Next, we have a showcase fight added on PFL's June 27th card, where Sergio Pettis will take on Rafion Starts. Then we have an interesting slap fight, which is a rematch between Paige Van Zandt versus Michelle Brown. In their last match, Van Zandt got the unanimous decision, but this time they both will be fighting for the flyweight belt. Anyway, Power Slap's upcoming season will be a wrestling-themed season, and multiple indie wrestlers will be participating in it. Now from the boxing world, we have a big announcement. Gervonta Davis vs. Lamont Rowe Jr. 2 is official for August 16th in T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas by PBC. They fought to a draw in their last fight, and this rematch is massive. Next, Matchroom revealed the complete card of Richardson Hitchens vs. George Kambosos Jr. fight, and the co-headliner is IBF lightweight title eliminator between their number 3 ranked Andy Cruz versus number 5 ranked Hironori Mishiro. Their interim champion Raymond Murtala is currently the mandatory challenger for Lomachenko, whom Loma must fight by October 2025. So now the winner of Cruz vs. Mishiro would either fight the winner of Loma vs. Murtala, or maybe Murtala if Loma decides to vacate. Other fights on the card are not that big, so I'm not telling you about each. You can see on your screen which fights are added on the card. Now we move on to the next one. On the same day, there is a fight card in Mexico where WBC number 2 and WBO number 3 ranked bantamweight Juan Francisco Estrada will be coming back in a showcase bout to headline this card. The co-main event of this card is even more interesting than the main event. This will be for the WBC Interim Atomweight Championship, where number 8 ranked Camila Zamorana will be taking on number 4 ranked Mika Iwakawa. What's interesting in this fight is that Zamorano is only 17-year-old and she could make history by becoming the youngest world champion, as on fight night he would be a week younger than the current record holder Wilfred Benitez, who had set this record in 1976 by winning the WBA super lightweight belt in his 26th professional fight. Next, we have another fight announcement from Matchroom, and it is Jack Catterall's welterweight debut against IBF number 14 ranked welterweight Harlem Eubank. Catterall will be looking to come back into the win column as he is coming off his loss to Arnold Barboza. This card will take place in AO Arena in Manchester, England on Saturday, July 5th. Next, we have a super lightweight fight between WBA number 5 ranked Oscar Duarte versus WBA number 4 ranked Kenneth Sims Jr. This fight was previously booked, but Sims had an injury, so he had pulled out. Now this is rescheduled for August 2nd in Chicago, Illinois. Anyway, lastly, we have a super featherweight fight added on Ring 3 card, where Rieto Tsutsumi will return in his second professional fight against Eric Hanley, who is only 1-2 in his professional career. Moreover, there was Ring 3 press conference in which Turki Al-Sheikh revealed that he is trying to make Jaron Ennis versus Teofimo Lopez and Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney rematch. Anyway, the co-headliner of the card, Shakur Stevenson, exchanges words with Conor Benn on Instagram, and they both agreed for a super welterweight clash after their next fights. But then in an interview, Shakur Stevenson says that super welterweight would be too high for him, but he is still open to fight Conor Benn at 147 pounds. He also unleashes on Gervonta Davis after hearing the rumors of him fighting Jake Paul later this year. Stevenson thinks that Davis is disrespecting the sport if he decides to fight Jake Paul over me. And that's all in this video. Now you are again completely up to date with the fight world. Like the video if you enjoyed, and share your thoughts in the comment section, because that's important. That's the motivation. If you have already done it, then do whatever you want now.